Okay, we are live. And now I'll let everybody in.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Hello, everybody. Gord, Tracy, Doreen, Melissa. Thank you for coming. Let me put the chat up here. All right. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Megan. I think I know most of you. I am filling in for Julie. This is the second week I'll be filling in for Julie. She'll be back next week. Last week we did a workout and it was awesome and fun. We're gonna do a similar warm up as we did last week. So we're gonna target a lot of the spinal movements. We're gonna do a little bit of visual work today, definitely for shoulders. And then there was a request to add in a little bit of upper body boxing. So we're gonna do some of that today as well. So let me just run through the equipment that you'll need and then we're gonna get started. Also, a note, if you have any questions or comments while we're working out today, there is a chat. Feel free to use the chat. I'll look at it periodically. Otherwise, if it's something more specific to you, I will stay on at the end for a few minutes, and I am more than happy to talk to you about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Okay? All right. So, in terms of equipment, our bodies are number one. Number two, some type of a dowel. So, if you don't have a dowel specifically, that's okay. You can always use a broomstick or like a cane. I have clients that use crutches, like one of their crutches, but just something that's easy to grip and longer. It should be longer or wider than your shoulders. So make sure it's pretty wide. Okay. Um, some bands, a selection of bands. We'll be doing some rowing today, so probably like a heavier band would be great. And then we're going to be doing some rotator cuff work and chest press, so you might want a little bit of a lighter band. So if you don't have a selection of bands, just grab what you have them on standby. I will say now too, if you have grip issues or a compromised grip, you might want to add some loops to your band so that you can have some really nice handles on the ends so that you don't have to worry about gripping and you can just make a handle like that. So that's another option for those that might need it. I'm going to be demonstrating with a lacrosse ball for some of the release work we do. This could be a tennis ball. It could be one of those little spiky balls I think some of us have. Also not needed. You can also use your hands or your fingers. And then for the shadow boxing, so I wasn't able to find my other dumbbell. So essentially you want two weights that are gonna be the same weight. So soup cans work really well. You also don't need weight. The boxing is gonna be more cardio and we're gonna be moving at a powerful pace. So if you don't feel like you need it weight, you don't need it. Otherwise, grab two weights that are probably no heavier than 3 pounds each. Okay. Awesome. Okay, let's get started. So we are going to sit nice and tall, which means we're going to take, if you're able to move the flesh of your butt kind of back so that we're sitting nice and tall in our sit bones. If you are using like a wheelchair or a scooter, our back rest tends to bring our spine a bit into that curve. So if you could sit away slightly and just have your own posture going on, so using your own trunk muscles to sit tall, that would be ideal. Okay, feet are flat on the floor and or flat on your foot plates. Let's start. If you have that ball, we're going to start and just roll into the pec muscles right here. And we're just creating some little circles. The side that we're doing, this arm should be relaxed, okay? And we're just going to get into these muscles and help increase range of motion for our warm up so that we can get some nice stretching going on. These muscles can get really tight. This can relate to neck pain, neck tension, headaches. So we're going to work up in this area today. Okay, this shouldn't hurt, but we want to have a little bit of pressure, so that's making a little bit of a difference in the muscle, kind of like a deep tissue massage. Okay. And then you're going to take it, you can bring it across. I actually personally don't like the feeling of the ball when I come in here closer, so you can switch to your hand. It just gets a bit tender in here because there's not as much muscle. It's a little bit more bone plate. So you're just still working, but we're working all the way into the midline here because that pec muscle comes all the way across. Okay. Working this side for another few seconds. Okay, very nice. And then we're going to repeat other side. So we're going to grab the ball again if you have it. Relax that arm, and you're going to do some nice circles here. Working into that muscle. Okay. Take notice if your sides are different from each other or if they're feeling the same. Okay, they might not be the same at all, and that's fine. Just take notice, especially if you work at a computer, you're using a mouse a lot. Okay, and then as you work your way into the midline there, you can take the ball away if that fits better for you. And just releasing there. Okay, good, awesome. Okay, and now we're gonna go back to the other side and we're actually gonna work up in the trap area. So you can use the ball again if you'd like. And you can just kind of get a little bit of a seesaw action going on up in here. You also don't need the ball. You can also just use your fingers, okay? And I like to actually support my elbow and just support myself here so that I can get in a little bit deeper. So these muscles can get really tight, almost like a guitar string, you'll kind of feel. So that's what we're working on. And today we're going to do some pin and release work once we're here for a few minutes. Okay, so now if you want, you can take the ball away. You're going to take your fingers and pin down the spot that if you push down and you feel a little bit of not pain, but like pain, kind of discomfort. So you want to hit that muscle, pin it down. So I'm just pinning right on the top here. And then you're going to peel your ear away to go to the other side. And you should be feeling, if you're pinning the right spot, you should be feeling a bit of length happening in there. Because what we're doing is we're pinning the muscle down and then creating length. So it's like a really big extra stretch for that tight muscle. Okay, and we're going to be doing 10 of these. Make sure when you're doing this, your chin is staying slightly tucked so we're not hanging the head forward. Okay, if you're on a different tempo than me, that's fine. I'm going to do 3 more here. Oh, hi, Nicole. And release. Yay. Haven't seen Nicole in a while. Awesome. Okay, other side, same thing. So we're going to take the ball, if you have it, and go back and just do that release work here in the other side. Once again, the ball is optional. Some people prefer their hand, and that's fine. I usually demonstrate without the ball, so I'll show it today. Okay. Same thing as the pec release. Just notice if each side it feels different, or maybe it feels the same. Okay. And then once you're done that, you're going to take that spot. So find that spot that's pretty tight. When you push down on it, tuck your chin slightly, and then you're going to peel that ear to the other side. Good. And peel. So you're going away from the side that you're pinning. So if you're pinning the right side, yeah, there you go, Doreen. And peel. Good. So you're creating length in that muscle. Okay, about 4 more here. And last one. And awesome, good. Okay, very nice. Let's get into some neck movements. We're gonna look right to the side And then you're going to look past center and look right to the other side. So we're skipping center today. Switch and switch, switch and switch, keeping those ears level. So we're not tilting the head at all. It's just a rotation. Okay. And now we're going to go up. So gentle look to the ceiling. And then we're going to tuck the chin. So it's like you're going to make a sexy double chin and grab something there. And then center and up. Come back to center on this one. Grab something and then center. Good. And up. And we tuck. If you're doing that tuck properly, you will most likely feel a big stretch up and up the back of the neck, going down the in between the shoulder blades. And tuck. 2 more. And tuck. Good, very nice. Now we're going to do half a circle. So think of your nose having a crayon on the end of it, and you're going to draw a half circle in space. So ending just halfway, and then other side. Half circle, other side. Half circle, good. And 2 more. And very nice, good. Okay, let's get into full spinal movement. So we do cat-cows to start my class usually. So we're gonna tuck the chin. Think of pushing your collarbone back behind you. So we're gonna make a round, like you're pushing the rib cage back, and you're gonna round, and then you can come all the way down, hanging your head heavy. You can even use your hands on your legs to get a little bit more compression if you want. Pull yourself a little bit. Take a deep breath at the bottom, come all the way up nice and slow, especially if you get dizzy. And then you're going to place your hand somewhere beside you or behind you. Reach your chest to the ceiling, like there's a hook right here, and the hook is getting pulled all the way up to the ceiling. Shoulder blades in your back pockets. And this should be a really nice big extension in the spine. So we're trying to make an opposite C curve of what you just did. Okay, and then we do that again. So we're going to tuck the chin gently. Push the collarbone back behind you, rounding in the spine. We're trying to get full spinal flexion here. Take a deep breath at the bottom. Slowly rolling up. Hands behind you. Reach your heart to the ceiling. Lift your chest. Shoulder blades in your back pockets. And very nice. We're going to do that again. Tucking that chin. Rounding in the spine. All the way down. Good. Deep breath at the bottom, slowly coming up. Hands behind you, reach your chest up, shoulder blades in your back pockets, reach. And we're gonna do one more as a group. Here we go, very nice, everybody. Tuck that chin, nice gentle movement. Nothing needs to be rigid, just fluid, like you're moving through water. Deep breath down here, slowly rolling up. Use those eyes, gaze up at the ceiling, reach those shoulder blades, tuck them into those back pockets, lift that heart up to the ceiling, last breath here, and slowly come back to neutral, very nice. Okay, we're gonna anchor the hips. So I gave 2 options last week. You are going to have either sensation or focus in your feet or the butt, so, or maybe your low back. So you're gonna pick wherever you can feel the most. Some of us might not have feeling in our feet. So if it's not your feet, I want you to pick whatever in your butt or your low back you can feel and have contact with the chair that you're sitting on. Okay, so whatever that spot is, I want you to keep that weight even in the butt and the feet as you lift a hand up, and we're going to keep anchored down there as you reach up, not so much over like a side bend because we don't want the hip to come off because that's what we're trying to do, right? But you're thinking of up and reach. So we're getting a stretch in here. So we're getting the lat stretch right here. And the hips and the feet are staying anchored into the floor. And that's going to help us get more of that stretch. Okay. Reaching up and over. This cue might be confusing for some if we're not used to cueing the body like this. Okay. So some of us might really want to do this. And that's what we're trying to avoid doing. So just try and keep really sitting in those hips, nice and sinking down, thinking of anchoring. Okay, coming up, if you're doing this standing, I'm actually not sure if some of us are doing this standing, but it's the same thing. You would want to keep your feet even on the floor and not pull all the weight into the one side. Good. Other side, reaching up and over. Do your best with this one. Reach, trying to get that side body stretch here, feeling the rib cage open up. We might even feel the stretch all the way down into the hip. Other side, reaching up and over. And very nice. Let's do one more here. Reach up and over, anchoring the hips, lift up. And then awesome. Today for our rotation, we're going to move through it. So we're going to rotate, keep anchoring through the hips. Grab a hand if you need to onto your lap or the chair, and then you're going to try and tap and look over your shoulder as far as you can without moving the hips, okay? So this is not quite that low, but if I'm here, I'm not going to turn my hips to rotate. I'm keeping my hips still, and I'm rotating through the belly button only. So we're trying to warm up that trunk here, okay? Other side, rotate, tap as far as you can, and center other side. Tap as far as you can, and center, good. I'm just keeping the camera low right now so people can see my hips, see that they're not moving. And tap, very nice. And tap, let's do two more as a group. Here we go. This is one. And one. Last time, right and left. Rotate. And rotate and center. Good. Okay, so now we're going to go into our crosses. So we're going to do a hinge and take the hand and then hinge to the opposite side. So when I say hinge, if I'm turning to the side here, I'll just get on a knee. What we don't want to do is round over. So we don't want to have the back rounding like we just did in our cat-cow. So as I hinge, I'm actually hinging and keeping my spine long. So it's staying nice and long. So you're reaching out and away. So if the hand comes up, reach out and away to the opposite like corner of the room, and then back up. Other side, up, reach out and away. If you need to have your other hand down, like for stability, or if some of us need help getting back up, you can use your hands, okay? This is a lot of core, so do what you can. But what I care about is that hinge. Trying to keep that nice big hinge position. Okay, cross over, nice hinge. Good. And again, crossing over. Other side. Good, everybody. Hopefully we're all getting warm. And last time. And up. Good. Okay, last thing in warm up, our rotator cuff muscles. So this one's a little bit of a brain teaser. Elbows are going to start in. Palms are facing each other. We're going to go open one. Okay, two. Overhead if you can. Three. And then reverse the whole thing. 4, 5, in 6. And again, 1, 2, just follow along. I'll do it with you. 3, and down. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this is 4, 2, sitting up nice and tall. When you do the overhead press, I want you to think of getting your biceps. So your biceps are here. Get those biceps to the earlobes. Earlobes, yes. So we're really stretching. Okay, you're over halfway. And last 3 here. Shoulders are getting warm, I bet. And again, 2. And again, last one, 3. And relax. Good. Okay, last thing for our rotator cuff. So I usually like to get the dowel or something to tap right in between if you can't reach. So there's like a little spot right in between our shoulder blades. It's really helpful to get some kinesthetic awareness there. So if you can't do this with your hand and tap, just take your dowel and just tap that spot right in between your shoulder blades so that we can feel what we're going to aim for. Okay, so I want you to pretend that little spot has a blueberry there or a pencil. You're gonna have your arms down, you're gonna puff your chest up, and I want you to glide the shoulder blades back and squeeze that little blueberry and make juice. And then release, okay? Glide, squeeze, and release. Okay, notice I'm not doing this, right? I'm not using my arms. We're only trying to isolate those shoulder blades, okay? So the arms are just dangling, and the movement doesn't look very big, but there's a lot of work happening in the back, right? Squeeze, and then release. Let's do 5 more. I encourage everyone after today, this is homework. If you can't see yourself right now, and a lot of us probably can't because you don't have your cameras on, I encourage you to go do this in the mirror later. And I want everyone to watch when you do it. I want you to watch this gap between your ear and your shoulder, because what happens, we tend to do a lot of this, okay? When really I'm actually gliding back. If you notice, my shoulders could have cups of water on them and I'm not going to spill them, right? It's just a glide. So everyone, that's your homework today. I will not be here next week to hear about it, but I'm just going to trust everyone, and that's a really good way to learn this movement. And this is a really good one because it's going to help strengthen your postural muscles in your back, which can help with shoulders, shoulder pain, shoulder injury. It can help with all of that. Okay, excellent. Okay, let's get into it. So our first circuit, reminder to have water nearby. Our first circuit's going to be with those punches. So like I said, I only have one dumbbell right now. I have no clue where it went. So grab 2 of the same weights. I'll just demonstrate with nothing. It can also be nothing. It can also just be shadow boxing. And we're going to have a timer going. And for 1 minute, we're going to be doing forward jabs. Okay, so 1 minute is a long time. But the goal with that is to keep the power of the jab. So I don't want to just see this for a minute. Okay, this isn't doing a whole lot. I want to see boom, 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 boom. So it's not that I'm going extra fast. It's that the punch is powerful. So if I actually had a pad in front of you, I would want you to make a huge boom on that pad. That's what I care about. Okay, so for 1 minute, you're going to do really intentional, powerful punches. Okay, so adding that weight, you can see that's going to make it quite a bit more difficult. So even if everybody wants to start without weight, that would be great. Okay, so let's do our first minute here, and then I will let you know after what we're setting it with. Okay, so here we go. Timer getting started. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. Boom. Powerful punches. Boom. You're slightly crossing center when you do it. Okay, and you're sitting up nice and tall. Boom, boom. Keep going. Keep that breath going. Coming back into your chest every time. Okay, 1 minute's a long time, so don't worry about the pace of how many you get out, but I want each one to be as powerful as you can. Okay, we're over halfway. Great, everybody. Keep going. Notice in your hips and your feet, we shouldn't have any parties going on from the waist down. We're stable. 15 seconds left. Almost there. Keep breathing. 5, get out a few more if you can. And time. Awesome. Woo. Reset. Okay, hopefully that went well for everybody. Cool? Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is a single arm row. There's a few ways you can set this up. If you have an anchor point for your band nearby, that's probably the easiest thing, is to just tie your band to like a doorknob or something, and then do your single arm row like that. Okay. What I'm gonna do is demonstrate how I would do it if I had nothing to anchor. So if you're sitting on a chair or something like that, what you can do is just take a foot out, see if everybody can see, and I'm just gonna wrap the band around my foot. Okay, and your band, if it's gonna do this, then you wanna make sure the band isn't too heavy because it's gonna be doubled over for the row now, okay? The other option is if you tied a knot in your band, I'll just quickly show. You can have the knotted area, put that around your foot or your shoe. And now it's like the normal tension of one end to do the row. Okay. So that's our, actually, I'll just leave this to demonstrate. Okay. So that's our option. So a door, but a door as an anchor or your foot. But what we're doing is single arm only. We're not doing a double pull. Okay. So get yourself ready. I'll give you a couple seconds to set up. Okay, and then we're going to do a row. So this is a low to high row because the anchor is down below. So make sure when you do that, it's the same cue we just did in your scap squeeze. I don't want to see this with the shoulder. Okay, the shoulder has a cup of water on it and you're rowing and this shoulder doesn't change height. So we're thinking of the elbow going down and back. We're not going up. Does that make sense? Okay, here we go. I'm going to count 15 reps. People can work within 10 to 15. Okay, here we go. Row, think of driving that elbow down and back, and we're sitting up nice and tall. And 9. Okay, feel that squeeze in the armpit. We're thinking of squishing really, that elbow staying really close to your body as it drives past your ribs. Okay, ending at 15. And then you're going to switch hands. Okay, so I'll turn this way in case people are wanting to watch. Okay, here we go, sitting up nice and tall, anchored on that foot, and we drive the elbow down and back. That shoulder doesn't rise up to the ear. Okay, if you need to stabilize, if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of trunk function and you need to stabilize with your other hand on something, go ahead. If you have good core, I recommend you don't hold anything and just let that arm dangle at your side. Okay. Almost there. Like I said, 10 to 15 is a good range depending on the tension that you're working with and what your goals are. And relax. Okay. All right. We have one more cardio piece in this triple set today. So grab your dowel. We're going to do kayaks. Most of us have done this before. I won't be doing full kayaks because I am demonstrating on a couch and this gets in my way. But ultimately, you want to take your dowel and it's like you're driving down into the water. So you want to go nice and deep and then you're going to switch and go nice and deep. So mine is going to look a bit more shallow, but yours is going to drive down and you're rotating with it. So you're taking your belly button with it, take your belly button with it. Okay, same thing, hips, from the hips down to the feet, no movement. We want to see no movement down there. We're only trying to rotate through the trunk and we're trying to stabilize through the hips or the feet. Okay, this is also going to be a minute. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Okay, pace is up to you. If you need to focus on your form, you can slow it down a little bit. But then otherwise, we are going to quicken it up to get that heart rate up. Nice. Really driving that dowel down, rotating. Coming up to halfway, everybody. Keep going. Doing awesome. Last 15 seconds. Nice and deep. Really rotate. Everyone should feel heavy in their hips and feet. The more focus in the lower body you can have, the more grounded you're going to be. This is 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, this is your timed rest. I'll give you 30 seconds, get some water, and then we're doing all 3 of those again. It feels like 4 because we have 2 sides of the row. If you're in Vancouver, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels super muggy right now. Okay, last 5 seconds, and then we're going to start this again. So get ready for the punching. Okay, so you can keep on the theme of holding nothing, or if you want to challenge yourself, you could hold some light weights. All right, are we ready? Here we go. So starting here, you can slightly cross when you do this one, okay? 3, 2, 1, and go. Punch, powerful punch. Get that recoil of that hand. Like imagine me standing there with a bag and you're really having to punch that bag like you're gonna punch me over. If you've ever been mad at me, this is a great time. Take it out on fake Megan standing in front of you. Good. Okay, you're halfway already. Woo, we got this. Last 15, everyone, keep moving. 5, 4, get out a couple more quality ones. And time. Awesome. Okay, get your band ready. I will start. Actually, everybody, start on the side you ended with on the first set, okay? So anchoring your band either at a door or at a low point on your foot or something like that. Even on a table leg or something would be fine. Okay, focusing on everyone, no matter what height it's at, the shoulder doesn't elevate. We're just gliding back. That's why we did those shoulder scapular retractions. Okay, here we go. Rowing and then back to extension. Okay, I'll demonstrate 15, but you're working within the range of 10 to 15. And finishing that up, very nice. Okay, same thing other side. Here we go. And begin, make sure you're sitting nice and tall. If you need your backrest to do this, that's fine. If you want to challenge, try and do this without your back against the backrest of your chair. Gliding that shoulder blade back. This is a lot of back work, so you might be feeling it in your lat along that side that we stretched earlier, near the shoulder blade, anything around there. And release. Okay, good. All right, grab your dowel. We're going to do your kayaks again. So dipping really low. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice and low. If you felt like that minute was pretty good last time, I challenge you to go quicker. Okay? We want to get your heart rate up on this. So form matters, but we do want to get that heart rate up. Awesome. Keep going. Push, push, push. You're over halfway, everybody. Keep those feet and hips solid, nice and anchored. Driving deep. Try and get your belly button to rotate a little bit. See what that does? Really rotating through that trunk. This is 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. Okay, take a timed break. 35 seconds, and then I'll start explaining the next triple set, okay? If anyone has any questions or comments, you can ask me right now if you'd like.
Are you teaching any other classes these days?
I'm just doing the dragon boat ladies right now. There's like a dragon boat team. that Julie teaches. So I'm just basically doing those while Julie's gone. But that's it pretty much right now. Mostly just one-on-one clients. Yeah.
Okay. Miss seeing you.
I know. I miss seeing you too. I miss this class. Yeah, I haven't been able to cover in a while, so it's nice. It's a nice change. Yeah, really
Yeah.
good. Yeah, really good. Alrighty. Let's move on. So we're keeping the same punching theme. I'm gonna give two options because not everyone is gonna like the upper body punch. So ultimately, if you had your two weights in your hands or not, instead of the cross jab, we're actually gonna go up, up. Okay. So some people might not like that. Your shoulders might not want to do that. Totally fine. You're gonna do this one again. Okay. Otherwise, we're here. You're not crossing. You're just going straight up, punching to the ceiling, punching to the ceiling. So this one, you might want some weight because it's a little different than this one with weight. This one might be a little bit more doable. So if you have some light weights and you want to do that, go for it. But whatever you do, the hands should be even. Okay. So let's start with that and then I'll show the next two after because we're going to do a triple set again. Okay. So same thing, 1 minute, starting here. 3, 2, 1, and go. Punch, punch. Same thing, pretty powerful as opposed to racing through it. Nice and tall. Good, you're halfway, everybody. Keep going. Not about speed, just get that powerful punch. Think of that bicep going up to your ear as you do it. So we're getting a full extension. 15 seconds left. Do what you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Awesome. Good. Okay. We are going to do, I had a chest press set in here, but I think we're going to do a pull apart because we're already doing so much pushing. So grab your band, probably, not probably, your lightest band. It will be your lightest band. Just going to take this handle out. Make sure it's pretty long. So like this one for me is a little bit short. So try and have a little bit of a longer band. We're going to do some pull aparts. So it's the same area in the back that we worked on the shoulder blade squeeze or on the scapular squeeze. So hands are going to be pretty wide to start because if you've never done this, it'll be too tight. If we start here, it can get really tight. So start pretty wide and then you can always bring your hands in. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. If you need the backrest, if you're someone that does this and you fall forward, I recommend using your backrest and just sitting back against the backrest. Okay, palms down, and you're going to pull the band like you're going to break it apart. And it's probably going to come somewhat close to your chest and then back. Okay, if you're able to do it like really far back, it's probably a little light. So Doreen, you could probably bring yours in a little bit. Yeah. Okay, squeezing those shoulder blades. So it's that same focus right in here that we were doing before. Okay, this is only going to be 10 reps. Okay, here we go. So work to a strength phase at 10. And I also don't want to see here, I don't want to see loose. It should be tension the whole time. Tension the whole time. And that was 10 for me, ending at your 10. Awesome. Okay, put that aside. We are going to hinge forward. So I will just grab a pillow to show you. If you need something, so I actually didn't say to get this at the beginning, but having something here to prop yourself up is a bit handy because we're going to let ourselves hinge forward. And if we hinge forward without something here, we get this rounded position, which I don't want. So get a pillow that's enough to kind of cushion you so that when you're here, I'm basically at like, if you see me from the side, I'm at like a diagonal. I'm not rounded like this. Okay. We're going to do Cobra. So your hands are going to start, palms are down. I think we did this one last week, but we didn't do it in a hinge position. And you're going to externally rotate. I'll just show the seated version first so we can see. So the hands are here. You're going to externally rotate. So the thumbs are going to go around and back. Just squeeze the shoulder blades. So here's a theme here, lots of back work, and then forward. Okay, but you're doing it in that hinged position. So the eyes are going to be on the floor, back in the neck nice and long, hands are down, and you're going to externally rotate, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then we come back to center. Okay, so I'll just stay here. We're going to do 10 of these. 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze the shoulder blades, and then back to center. Make sure the thumbs are going out and away. A big mistake I see is people doing the thumbs in. So the thumbs are going out and away from you. Good. Okay. Nice and tall, nice long neck. Eyes are probably just gazing down at the floor somewhere in front of you. 2 more. And slowly release that. Good. Awesome. Okay, take a little water break. And then we're going to do all of that again, starting with the overhead punches again. Okay. If you, I can't see everybody, so if this hinge isn't an option for you on the Cobra, you can do it upright as well. You can do it seated upright. So that's the second version. Okay. Taking another 15 seconds or so. Reset. And then we're going to go back to those overhead alternating punches with or without weight. With if you want to challenge. Okay. Here we go. Starting with arms here. 3, 2, and go. Bicep to the ear. So trying to get that arm nice and straight. Nice, everybody. You're halfway. This is your last time doing this today, so all out. "15 seconds. Keep breathing. Three, 2, 1, and time. Very nice. Okay, we have our pull aparts. So grab your band again. Sitting up nice and tall. Palms are down. Okay, shoulders away from the ears. Here we go. 10 reps. I shouldn't see any slack on your band. Halfway. Good, everybody. One more. And slowly release. Shake that out. Good. Okay. We have our cobras. Last time. Grab your pillow. I will move this down again. So we're hinging forward. Okay. Coming in. Eyes on the floor. Okay. Palms are down. And then you're going to externally rotate the thumbs out and away to squeeze the shoulder blades and then back. Okay, 10 of these. Almost there. Feel that little spot where the blueberry was earlier. Squeeze. You might even feel a little tricep too. It's fine. Backs of the arms. Last one. And then slowly come on up. Awesome. Good job. Okay, grab a sip of water. I did leave time for a cool down today, which I didn't last time. So here we go. Excellent work. So we're going to rotate and do a hold today. So you're going to bring your hands over, grab the side of your leg or even the rim of your chair. Keep the hips square, and you're going to twist, lift your chest, and look over your shoulder. Okay, we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. You are on the clock. If you are having trouble breathing, unwind just a little bit. Twist might be too much. Okay, and slowly unwind. Very nice. Other side, grab your side of your chair or the side of your leg. Lift that heart up, rotate, and then look as far as you can over your shoulder, and you're on the clock. And slowly unwind that. Good. Okay, we're going to go back to the shoulders. So you're going to take 10 both at the same time. Big shoulder rolls coming forward. And big shoulder rolls coming forward. So you're trying to touch your earlobes now. So this is like exactly what I told you not to do while we were doing our exercises. Now I really want you to roll them up and forward. And now we reverse it. Four, good. 5 or 6, 7, 8, almost there. 9 and 10, good. Okay, so you're going to take a hand and you're going to reach it across your body and then catch right below the elbow and pull. So we're pulling this to our chest and we're holding. So this stretch is going to be up in this shoulder, up in here. If you need your backrest for this, that's fine. You can always lean back and use your backrest for stability. Okay, slowly release that, shake it out. Same thing, other side. Here we go. Catch. Feel your heart rate coming down. And this is 3, 2, 1. Shake that out. Good. And then just a half head roll again. Halfway. And halfway. Halfway. Very nice. 2 more. And awesome. Good job. Okay, everybody. That was today's class. You did get your cool down today, so the only homework is to maybe try your scapular squeezes in the mirror and try and look at your shoulders and see what's happening. You should be able to keep cups of water here and they shouldn't spill because the shoulders are raising up, okay? That'll give you a lot of feedback about what's happening. All right, so if you don't have any questions or comments, thank you so much for coming. Julie will be back next week, but maybe I'll be back sooner than later, who knows? And I hope you have a great day. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everyone for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Megan, for taking over for Julie.
Yeah. Thank you, Kaiser. Appreciate it.
And
All right.
good luck for your future. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, well, it doesn't seem like anyone has anything to say, so
Yeah, I'll just.
all right.